Afternoon Express with our guest, Ingrid Jones. Now, she's a curator of an iconic cookbook that I think all South Africans need, right?
Of course.
Thumbs up, Dumi.
Thumbs up.
Okay. You don't need to be a Picasso to let your own creative juices flow. Start with Clover Good Hope Soy milk, dairy-free bread, and head over to your fridge or garden for some botanical inspiration. Then unleash your inner artist. Now, Dumi, that just sounds like a code I need to debunk. Help me understand it, girl.
I want to understand it, but I'm kind of sad that I get to do the work and you guys get to have fun, because all I'll be doing is making the bread, which is the base. Yes, it is interesting, it's beautiful, and you guys get to decorate it, Balisa. You guys need to bring out that inner child of yours and just make art in the plate.
Someone needs to do the, lay the foundation.
True. Let me start with that foundation, Balisa. For this beautiful foundation for our Botanical Focaccia, we've got some flour, we've got some yeast, some sugar and salt, which are always necessary whenever you're trying to make a bread-like recipe. We've got some olive oil, and we've got the binding agent over here, our beautiful Clover Good Hope Soy milk. It is dairy-free, Balisa, so if you want to have something that doesn't have that dairy in it, lactose intolerant, this is perfect for you. You can definitely use it, but like we always say, if you're making a bread recipe, the liquid has to be lukewarm. So I'm just going to add a bit of it into our saucepan here and just make sure it warms up to a lukewarm temperature, just below body temperature.
Wow, love that. Dumi, whilst you are heating up that delicious Clover Good Hope soy milk, one thing that I love about it is that it's good for all the above. It's good for cooking, it's good for baking, and it's also good for recipes like this. So I'm so glad you added that to the mixture.
Exactly, Balisa. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start working into our dough, but I start with our dry ingredients, which is our yeast, my salt and sugar, because we always know, remember when Chef Chart was here, he reminded us that we should never let the salt and the yeast mix. So I'm going to put the salt on the very side here, and then the sugar can go right on top.
Dumi, this is a masterclass for a reason. Ingrid is like, are you learning a little something?
What is happening here?
And then into the pulse, I'm just going to mix these up together and then wait for our liquid to be nice and lukewarm. Yes, you guys can wait, because I want you guys
What is lukewarm?
Lukewarm
for
is just
idiots
below
like
body.
me.
Yes, lukewarm is just below body temperature. It means that you can stick your finger into that liquid without feeling it burn.
Okay.
As long as you can hold your finger in there for at least 10 seconds, then you know that it's warm enough and not too cold, because we also don't want it to be too cold. That's perfect. I don't want to warm it up even more.
Dumi, whilst you are busy, Dumi, we also want to get busy too. I love the fact, though, that you are going in quite great detail and in depth about how to create that delicious dough, because at the end of the day, it is all about the dough. But on our station, we're also decorating. So when Dumi's dough is done, if you were to fast forward, it would look something like this. Now, Dumi, what I like about this dough, it's quite nice, compact, dense, and it came together quite nicely.
Yes,
so this is the consistency we're looking for.
That's the consistency we need. And like with bread dough we just did with the Koo sisters earlier, you want to let it rest to develop the yeast and the gluten in there. So it has been proved and rested for about an hour. Once that is done, it makes it more pliable. I don't even want to know what you guys had said. You can actually start decorating. I think the fun must begin
it would
now.
be nice. Okay, you know what? I think that this is what the challenge is all about. We are making something beautiful. We are making something botanical and something very flavorful. It is all about women this month. We are celebrating a Women's Month-inspired Afternoon Express Masterclass, and we're celebrating flavors, we're celebrating aromatics, and all things that come together in the kitchen. We are every woman, which means we can put together every type of flavors. So absolutely, Ingrid. I think if we were to just roll this out, maybe to whatever shape you would like, it is about being...
I was going to go for a mountain. I see you going there for something flat, but okay, let's do this.
So you are just going to just like this. This is good for you.
No, there was a nice mountain here.
No, we're making a focaccia. So what I want to ask you, you seem quite creative, and it also seems like you're not afraid of expressing yourself. So let's see how you can express yourself in this recipe by creating something beautiful and adding all the different elements that Dumi has put in front here for us. Dumi, I see some flour, I see some sugar, we've got olives, we've got tomato, we've also got some red pepper and more aromatics here. I see mint, and what else, Dooms?
Well, so we've got some sage there, we've got some red onions, we've got some chives. So in essence, it's about creating somewhat of a bit of a garden in front of you, So whatever your mind tells you, get creative,
Okay.
Listen, there was a woman on this lockdown group that one morning when I woke up, that 4 o'clock thing, and so I saw something round, which I assumed was firstly something mural. And then when I started reading what it was actually this thing called, what you call, did you call it?
Botanical Focaccia.
See? I thought it was a mural. And like, how do you eat it if it's so beautifully done? But let me stop talking, otherwise I'm going to have a... So if you could be a flavor, are you a flavor? What would you do?
We discussed this. I love Ingrid because she is right on the money here, because that's what we want to find out from all of our strong, independent women out there. What type of flavor are you in the kitchen? Now, we are bringing out our inner children in the loft, trying to create a beautiful masterpiece when it comes to this focaccia. So, I don't know, I think we've got our challenge right up. Are you ready for this challenge?
I'm like, can't you see, moving?
You're doing it. In fact, I even want to take it as far as to saying myself and Ingrid are going to put together this beautiful masterpiece, really getting our children-like energy out there. So we want to find out from you.
But I also want to win, so...
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I actually want to put up a poll on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook to see who has the prettiest focaccia.
Not the prettiest, the most creative.
Okay.
All right, the most creative. That sounds fair. That sounds right about fair. But at the end of the day, we are celebrating the hero ingredient, which is that Clover Good Hope Soy milk. It is also preservative-free, as well as a source of protein and good nutritional value. The Clover Good Hope Soy milk is high in omega-3s and also low in sodium. So, all those mamas with high, they can get some of this. Hey, Dumi.
Definitely, Palesa. And I also love the fact that, like you said, you can get all that protein from it. It's flavored, it's lightly sweetened as well, Palesa. And all of that comes from whole soybeans that were used to make this beautiful Clover Good Hope soy milk. So it's perfect as a milk replacement, as a dairy replacement in any recipe of your choice.
Okay, I'm kind of stressed because I feel like I'm not even halfway through my decoration. She's trying to steal my decoration, and I'm just going to do this.
I was going to mess it up, but...
It's all about creativity here.
I'm going to be the South African... What are our artists? You quoted some overseas people here. What are our South African artists?
We've got Nelson Como.
I think I'm Pirneefing some stuff.
And I think I'm Nelsoning it out. And just like that, Dumi, this is how we put together our beautiful Botanical focaccia bread. Something cute, something flavorful, but something for all the ladies. To get this recipe, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. Let's get cooking.
Soy goodness from nature. Source of plant protein. Naturally cholesterol-free. Lactose-free. Made with love by Clover.
Dumi, as we're putting the finishing touches on our beautiful art pieces, how long does this go in the oven for?
So this can go into the oven for 30 minutes, at least for 30 minutes at 180 degrees. You can turn it up to a notch to 190 just to get that beautiful golden brown color on the outside.
Beautiful. Ingrid, as a curator, are you also learning some skills in the kitchen today?
Yeah, I'm looking at your skill over there. I'm not sure, ne? But I did learn something about you're not supposed to put the what on top of the what?
The salt into
the yeast.
Because it kills the yeast.
I learned that. I also learned that you can use mountains as well as flat land to do this. And that, and the whole thing about this herby thing that one forgets that you can put the healthy stuff on top of the bread instead of just eating a piece of carbs and then look like me instead of you.
Well, on that note, Mzansi, on social media, we have not forgotten about you. We want to know who's a powerful woman you wish you could share a meal with and what would be on the menu. Please remember to use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. But we are not done with all the fun. When we return, we're giving lamb chops a fresh boost as we add some green beans, feta, and mint.